welcome to the Steady Projects truck video part 2. I'm going to start taking down the gas tank here as I'm having trouble getting gas into the tank. All right. So, there's no clamp on this part right here. This just came off of there. And if you look at the angle there, no wonder I can't get more than $7 worth of gas in it. If it looks like that, that fuel isn't going to flow in there. A little ugly, but it's working. Maybe I'll blow it off. Really, it's not in too bad a shape. This looks like it's been replaced. These all look shiny, new stainless steel. What I'm wondering about is if there's any water in it. I hope not. Yeah, and that kink, this comes out like right against the rail of the frame. So we need to somehow get it to 90 up and out of the way so we can make it up to there. All right, so the whole lid's off. That was what's left of that piece. Piece of junk. A little bit of dirt in there, no big deal. I don't see any water, which is what I thought I was gonna find. Ultimately, it looks pretty good. Now, what do we do? Well, one, we have to get a new ring, and hopefully these fingers still have enough holding power to hold the new one down. But everything else looked good. The sending unit looked good. It looks like it's been replaced once. Well, and this gasket looks okay, I guess, too. So, new ring. I looked, they don't have one in stock, so I'll have to order one, which is great. Be down for a few days, but no big deal. So parts came in. Here's the new lock ring. Can you say upgrade? This is for the fuel pump. So this one's way better. All right, so I think that's the canister vent valve thing. It had a wire clipped, so I just threw that on there. I gotta heat shrink it. But then there's also this. You follow it down to where it goes. I don't know if it's supposed to vacuum or what it's supposed to do exactly, but that should probably be sealed. So I'll cut that off right there and slip it back on there. Somebody zip tied it back here. Come on. There we go. Good. Probably should throw a clamp around it too, just so it doesn't split again or come off again. All right, so I got my pieces cut. Basically, there's just a short piece of rod with a nut on the top and a washer, and that will sit in the truck in the holder upper thing. You know what I mean. Then this part of the strap that holds the tank up gets hooked in the other side of the holder upper thing. And then since these are hanging from the truck, then you bring the other side of the strap up. And the cool part about doing it this way is you can get your nut on, and then you have tons of threaded rod to just draw it up till it's tight, and wherever it lands, if it's here or if it's tight all the way, it doesn't matter. So it should be a lot easier, especially with the weight of the whole tank in there. It'll just draw it right up. So this stuff can go in the old scrap bucket. Boop, boop. Can you guess what this thing is? An old calf bucket. Oh, check these out. These are awesome. I found these the other day. We were doing a paint job on a barn, and they gave them to me. This is 1920. I have like tons of old plates that I've gotten. Most of these I found in a roof job. They were patching holes in the roof of an old house in upstate New York. Awesome. Here's an old 1920. I think before my oldest one was 1922. I got 1926, 29, 24, 31, 33, 25. So I had quite a bit. 29. Here's one from Texas from 62, Maine. I think the Maine one's newer. But these are my oldest ones yet, which is awesome. There's 2 of them. And then this is, they were sitting down in the edge and they kind of rotted into the ground. These are over 100 years old, both 1919s and 1920s. So they're going to go up on the wall. All right, so here's the 1920 and the 1919, and I just moved the 22 up a little higher. I think this one's still my favorite. I like the green, and that's probably in the best shape, really. And then here's the 1919 and 1920. All right, here's tank strap number 1. You just go in that little pocket there, and then they get bolted up through like that. Now our bolts here that we made will get dropped in like this. And now we'll set the tank in there. It's nice. You could actually start, maybe I should have cut them shorter even. And they go up in like that. Should be good.
So getting the tank back up in was quite a bit more difficult than I thought with fuel in it. Getting the filler tube to line up in the right spot on the frame was just hard. They had just strapped it up with ratchet straps before, but I wanted the filler tube in the right spot so it could go up where it needed to be for this toolbox body to work.
All right, so here's our filler hose coming out. I get a copper piece of pipe coupling here. Those two are clamped together good and tight. Follows up and around and goes up to the tailpipe. Now normally it comes right out of where the tank is, and usually the filler spout's like right where this big old cabinet is, but not today. So let's hope that this works good and lets us fill up nice. Whew. So this part was not fun. We'll let the fuel pump up a few times. Oh, it works. I'm gonna go get some more stone, I think. Yeah, let's get some stone. Alright, so there's a constant terp from somewhere in here. I think maybe I should change that tensioner. This has a K&N air filter on it, and I just took apart, it's idling a little rough, so I just took apart the mass airflow sensor. It looks like there's a little corrosion on there. So I'm gonna hit it up with this stuff. You don't want to just spray it with just anything. This is what you're supposed to use. Those sensors, I guess, are pretty delicate. That's all back together. And while I had everything going, I put this second battery back in with the little clamp terminals. I like these. They have bolts on them and they go in, and then you actually have something if you need to jump another truck or somebody else. It's easy to get cables on there. Cables run across and run over to here. These are always hard to get cables on, so that'll be nice for jump starting other stuff or jump starting this if necessary. 2 battery system again, that'll be good. Hopefully this is dry enough now and we'll fire it up and see if it runs. All right, this is problematic. Well, come on. So since I cleaned the mass airflow sensor, the truck won't start. But one thing I haven't checked is fuel pressure. I just want to make sure we have enough, because we've had some issues with the truck shutting off on the highway, like weird things. I think we're looking for 58 PSI. Why is it coming up to 0? Did I put this on wrong? That would be a problem. So this hasn't moved at all. That seems suspicious. Maybe there's something wrong. Nope, got no fuel pressure. All right, so maybe it's not to do with that. Maybe it's a fuel pressure problem. So it says here, 8866. I think this is the one, the F pump, FPMP. Whoa. That's weird. That felt very loose. Like that's how it should feel. It should come out like that. What is going on with this one? That just like fell out of there. Oh wow. Look at that. She's a little hot. Yeah, both sides are hot. Maybe the relay's bad. How about this one? That is getting hot. If this box is bad, that's a problem. That is way too loose. They should be hard to take out like this. Like, there's corrosion in these too. Look at that. Okay, so I was going down the highway and the truck was shutting on and off. No fuel could do that. And if the fuel pump is dive bombing, how can we do this? Let's clean her out a little bit, because that one is, it shouldn't be red like that. Let's clean that out and then I'll put some spray in there. Okay, so this is the space here. This is electronic like connection cleaner. Hopefully this doesn't become a problem. I kind of dry up a little bit. Dries pretty fast. It should not look like this. This is like, that is getting hot. So that, I had a bunch of these left over from the blue truck, the one we took our first plow off of. We were like 3 trucks in now on this plow project. It's facing this way, I believe. It's
a little better. But let's put, this is a little corrosion preventative. This is what I've been spraying, all that yellowy stuff. You spray it on battery terminals and stuff, but on an old plow truck, I feel like it's not gonna hurt anything. That, hopefully, let's see if she starts now. Ha 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 ha. That's better. And that's about what you want to see. You're looking for 58 roughly. I think the truck's gonna run 10 times better after this. All right, here we go. Oh, now we're cooking. I went from a no start to starting just fine. If the terminals on the bottom side of this are bad, we may have to replace the whole box from the other truck. But as of right now, it's still kind of loose. It's not great. On the highways, when we really had the problem, we got guys taking down trees for the power lines. I went to go get stone. We had a dump trailer on, and the car would just, the truck would just die, like, and you'd start rolling all of a sudden. The lights would go on, like engine not charging, all sorts of problems. And I've had a multiple cylinder misfire that I have not been able to figure out, and I'm guessing it was that relay. That'd be awesome if it was, because that is a simple fix. Unless we have to replace the entire fuse panel. But even still, that's no big deal. I have one. So let me go get some stone and see how it runs on this run to town. All right, so I'm gonna try one more thing before I go to town. I'm bending these. See how that has like a slight curve in it? And the other side is kind of straight. Maybe this will keep a little bit more outward pressure on it. Like that, you know? It'll act more like an outlet, and maybe it'll get a better connection, because when you start jumping around, you don't want it. It'll definitely be harder to get in there, but oh wow. Oh, too far. There we go. That. Oh yeah. All right, that's the key right there. You got loose terminals, that's the way to do it. All right, this is it. Running good. It always does that, but I think this is gonna be a good drive. This hopefully, I'm less nervous about going to town with this truck, especially with the dump trailer on, because the dump trailer's on right now. I'm feeling good. Like, we're not gonna break down. Here we go. I'm still getting a flashing check engine light, which could be related to the fuel pump if I'm not getting enough pressure. If that connection's loose, then we might have to just change this whole box out. We'll see how it goes though. Alright, so the belt chirp is worse than it was before. Oh, yeah. That's what you needed. Oh, come on. Gotta get the straw on it. Alright, so that's what you need if you got squeaky problems. Put it on every 3,000 miles. Don't overuse it. Cool. Alright, let's get back to work. Wow, what a difference. From like non-stop squealing to this is way better. Alright, so we're just leaving the gravel yard. I'm
my belt slipping again. This one's a little heavier. Feels better. I mean, feels good. My fender is flapping in the breeze though. Should probably check it out. I think that fender finally gave up, looks like. So, I don't know. I was thinking I was going to zip tie it on somehow, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe if I just set it on top of there like that. That'll get us home. You hear that? Like a constant chirping from the belt. Slowing down now, but flashing check engine light for a random misfire. You hear that? So I'm down in the engine here, and this is the idler wheel. I feel like that's not too bad. I bought a new one, so I'm gonna throw that one in. And this one sounds good too. This is the tensioner. Like, no noise there. The only thing that I found that seems a little off is actually this alternator. Does this look like it's bent? Looks like it's moving, right? That would probably make things squeak a bit. That's the only thing that looks kind of out of place. So maybe I'll swap this one with the other truck. So everything's back together, and before I close it up and put the intake back in, I was just going to show you. Brand new idler pulley. Brand new tensioner. This one's from the other truck. It's only a year old. It has like 3,000 miles on it. So that one should be good to go. And I changed the alternator from the other truck. So the belt's back on. I'll put the intake on and then we'll fire it up. That belt dressing it worked for like a couple hours, but it really doesn't fix the problem. It just quiets it for a little bit. But hopefully we got it. So let's put it back together. So while everything's open, I'm going to pull this out. Just do the coil pack. Change it up. With the new ones from the other truck. They were only, I don't know, a year old too. I got both of them out. They're just starting to get ugly. They were still working. New ones are in now. Should be good to go. Hopefully everything runs good. Forgot to plug for that one. Oh. Stuff looks like it's the wrong color. It should be orange. That sounds pretty good, but I'm kind of debating what to do here. Everything seems to spin okay. I don't know. The only thing I can figure is got to be this water pump. It's not leaking, but you can hear a tiny bit of play. It's not bad. But if those bearings are going bad, that could be it. I don't know. The only other thing is this power steering, and that seems fine. Let's change the water pump. The best way to get them off. Jackhammer. Once you get that off, and then take this belt back off again.
All right, so we got a little shop light going because it's dark out. Just wanted to say this filter, it's actually supposed to like take water out of fuel. It gets caught in that little tub underneath, and it screens it pretty well. Actually, there's a nice screen in there. If you're gonna reuse your antifreeze after it runs all down the side of the engine and stuff, for these Chevys, they don't really have a good way to drain. This is the best way I've found to be able to reuse the antifreeze. So I think they have them at like advanced auto. Good way to do it. Just a tip there. Putting antifreeze back in. I changed the water pump. Tensioner is from the other truck. Water pump's from the other truck. This one's a year old, both of those. So that should be good. This is brand new. This is from the other truck because the other one had a little shake to it. I don't know what else it could be. So I'm trying in just about everything to get rid of that squeak. I haven't replaced the belt yet. The guy was so adamant at the store that it wouldn't be the belt. So I'm gonna just keep trying here and we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna do what I should have done a long time ago and put a new belt in. Oh, here we go. All right, new belt. No squeaking at all. Should have just done that from the start. I put 3 different alternators in. This is one out of the blue truck from like 3 trucks ago. Awesome, I think we took care of that. See, the other thing I gotta take care of is this. It's throwing a code for a knock sensor. So that's what I got right here. Nice little knock sensor. I have to take the intake off to replace the knock sensors, and I think if you're gonna do them, you should just do them both, because I'm not sure which one is actually bad. I'm so happy that's fixed. Got all the ports plugged so nothing falls down inside them. I blew them out and made sure everything was clear. And I took the knock sensors out, both of them. I'm guessing this is bank 2. Here's the sensor from bank 1. The porcelain got broke. That one looks like it's been replaced. And this is bank 2. That one looks like probably, I would guess that's the one that's bad. Everything's back together. I gotta put the fan in and the shroud covers back on. Just cleared all the codes, so I'm gonna take it for a drive and see how she goes. Running good. The chirp seems to be gone for now, so let's hope it stays that way. And as long as I plugged everything in right, it should run for a while. At least long enough to get some work done. Still needs a few things, but it's way better than when I got it. I think my truck might have sneezed. Thanks for watching.